What's up guys, Shawnthebro here, and we're back for another episode of Getting Started with Git. This is part 2. We're going to be going over the basic functions of Git, any Git repo or repository. That would be polling, pushing, committing, and looking at our tracked files and file history in Git. So Git or GitHub allows us to create these repositories where we can store and share files with members of a team or even the general public, so that others can see what we're working on. In the previous episode, part 1 of Get Started with Git, we went over creating repositories, and we have 2 repositories in here right now, one that we created through the GitHub Desktop app and one that we created on github.com, which is right here. So if we go to our repositories, you can see that we have our 2 repos that we made here, as well as another one that I made many years ago. And the purpose of this series is to get us familiar with using Git. I already have episodes on Perforce, but I want our different projects, different templates to be tracked on both. Feel free to subscribe to the channel to see all the different content that we have in all of our different series, including the first-person shooter and third-person action RPG. And before we hop into this episode, if you want to get caught up in the first episode of Getting Started with Git, where we set up these repositories, I'll link you to that in the top right corner right here. That way you can be in the same spot that we are for today's episode. Now, getting started with this episode, we want to go to our GitHub Desktop or our Git GUI or our command line, or however it is that you want to be using Git. I went over a few different methods in the previous episode, but we decided on GitHub Desktop for this tutorial series. And as I mentioned, we made 2 repositories. The one that we actually made on GitHub Desktop was the first-person shooter tutorial series. The first thing that we need to do for today's episode is get our files in here. So I already have my first-person shooter tutorial right here. This is my folder that has all the actual content of the project that I'm trying to track. If you're doing what I'm doing and you already have a directory or a project, and follow the previous episode where we made a new repository, that's no problem. We can just copy our content from our one project folder into our repository. Alternatively, if you made your repository and then made your project inside of that repository, you don't have to do anything here. But for me, what I want to do is copy over the important contents of my project that I currently don't have tracked by Git. Now, I have an Unreal project, but any project will work for this case. Since this is an Unreal project, I don't have to copy over everything. I can copy over my config, content, script, source, FPS tutorial solution, and FPS tutorial U project. Copy them and paste them in this folder. Note that you don't actually need the solution, as we can generate it, but I'll keep all this for now. Perfect, and we copied it over here. This is my repo folder, and I have the content that I want to track for my project. As soon as I make GitHub Desktop active again, you'll see that all the files that I ported over here are marked for add. This is how I can see the files that are in my project. There are 2.8 thousand changes in here. Feel free to look through them and make sure that you want all the files that you have in here. And once you verify that these files are correct, we can go and start with the true meaning of today's episode, which is to show you the basic functionality of Git. The first thing we can do is commit files or commit changes. What this means is we are going to be working in our project and we're going to change things. In this example, what we changed was adding files. But another example could be changing a line of code, updating a version number, adding an art asset. Anytime you make a change to a file and it is tracked by Git, you will want to commit it, which will basically store the work that you've done in your repo so you have a checkpoint of that work that you were working on. No matter what GUI or interface you're using for Git, the process is the same. You're going to need a summary, which is what happened in this commit, and I like to think of it as the title of the commit. I will link this to a Jira ticket or describe the overall feature that I'm working on. So in this case, it would be ported the FPS tutorial project, and that's good enough. Ported the FPS tutorial project. Now for the description, we can be a little bit more precise if we want. The description is optional, whereas the summary is required. So for the description, we can say, took the FPS tutorial series content previously tracked on Perforce and added it to this new Git repo. Then we're ready to commit. So you can go ahead and commit, and this will commit it to main. Main is our current branch. Branches are where we do our work. Main is your default branch, typically your parent or your origin branch, where all the work stems from initially. We don't need to do anything here for now. We don't need to make new branches or anything. We can work directly on main, but branches are something we absolutely will want to use later. This may take a second regardless of how you're committing this because it is quite a bit of files. At this point, our new repository should have all the files that we've just added. We can check this by going to the history. In the history, we have our initial commit, which was added when we created this repo. But now we should see our new commit that we just made, which has my summary, my description, and all the contents that changed. And we can see that everything is here, which is good because that means we're ready to push to this Git repo. So commit is what we do to track the work, write the summary, write the message, and push is what we use to make it public for other people. On GitHub Desktop, you can see push origin is a button up here. But for example, the command on command line is just git push with a few arguments. Once we push this up, we will be able to see these changes on the repo. But let's take a second and go back to github.com. Let's refresh the page now. You'll see that the first-person shooter tutorial series doesn't really have anything different in here. That's because we haven't pushed yet. We've committed, so the changes are saved. We have our checkpoint, as I referred to it earlier, but that's just for us. To push it is to make this available to other people. If we are to go back to GitHub Desktop and now click Push Origin. It may take a second to do this, but this is where it's going to compress all your objects and actually put them onto your branch, which is main. And now we have pushed our changes to the repository. If we go back to github.com now to our repositories and go to the first-person shooter tutorial series, you'll see that we now have not only the content in here that we pushed up, but we can see our summary and our description of when we push these things up. Like in the config folder, we pushed this during the port of the FPS tutorial project commit right here. This is what we just entered earlier. Then we could view everything on here just like we normally would. But when you see this, you know that you have pushed your files correctly. That's what I'm trying to demonstrate here. Now our files are pushed to the repo. And if you refresh the page here with the repositories, it will also tell you the last time it was updated and the content of the repository, which is C++ code. You can see it right here. Wonderful. So we've successfully pushed our code to the repository. Now, say I was a different user and I want to get these changes that you just pushed up. I go to my GitHub Desktop, or again, my Git interface of choice, and I will do a git pull. In GitHub Desktop, you go to repository and pull. You'll get this little section here and it will pull the new data in. Then you will be updated with what was pushed up to the repository on this branch. As I mentioned, we're not worried about branches yet. So I'm assuming that all the work is being done on main. We push to main, someone pulls main, they get the changes that are on main. Now it was good to see those files being marked for add and pushing them to the repository, but let's see what an edit looks like. If we go back to our file explorer now in our repo, say I go into my README file here and I make a change to it. This is a test change to show what editing a file looks like. And there you go, you can see I've added this line to my README. If I go back to GitHub Desktop, you'll see that only this file is in here, the README, because this is tracked, and this line is now different from what is on the main branch. So we're still on main. The README on main doesn't have these two lines that I just added. That means that we have an edit or a modification. If we decide we want to keep this edit, then we just follow the same process as before, where we do a commit, updated the README. And for the description, updated the README file to include a test. Commit it. That one file is committed. Then we push it. Now main will have this change. We can see it in the history here. Then the other user comes in, they make sure they're on the main branch, they git pull, and they will get that change to the README. And that's really the essence of how Git source control works. We make changes, we commit them, we push them for others to see, others pull them down, and they can use them. In the next episode, I'd like to go over branches, pull requests, and merging. These are incredibly powerful things that we need to know if we want to use Git to the best of our ability and make the best project possible within a team. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode on getting started with Git, on committing, pulling, and pushing. If you did, please subscribe and consider checking out the YouTube membership, Patreon, and Discord subscriptions to help benefit the channel and support the series. I really appreciate everyone who has. Thank you all so much for the love and support. If you ran into any problems following this tutorial or any of my tutorials, feel free to join the Discord community. There is a link in the description. I would be happy to help you out. That support is completely free. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Shawnthebro, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, guys.